Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely fascinating paper by researcher George Profitiliottis. It's called The Allure of Complete Discovery as Passage. Now, this work sits right at that thrilling intersection where physics meets society, and it totally challenges how we think about SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. If you're someone who loves looking up at the stars, wondering what's out there, and just eagerly awaiting the next big telescope headline, well, this analysis is going to completely flip your perspective. We're going to unpack how the very way we search for aliens might actually be holding back our scientific progress.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Why do we really search for aliens? On the surface, the answer seems super obvious, right? We build these massive radio telescopes and scan the cosmos simply because we want to know if we're alone in the universe. We want the data. We want the hard scientific proof. But Profitiliottis' paper argues that there's actually something much deeper and distinctly human driving this monumental scientific effort.
Traditionally, we tell ourselves it's purely a quest for biology and physics. But here's the twist. Profitiliottis argues that the search for extraterrestrial intelligence is actually functioning as a massive sociological mirror. We aren't just looking outward to find microbes or alien civilizations, we're implicitly searching for a way to secure a desirable future for humanity. So, the telescopes might be pointed at the stars, but the underlying motivation, it's anchored right here on Earth, deeply tied to our own hopes for humanity's survival and progress.
Section 1. The Great Alien Dream. Now, what's really interesting here is that we need to talk about this brilliant concept called a social imaginary. I know, it sounds like some heavy academic jargon, but it's essentially just the collective vision a society holds about itself and its future. Think of it kind of like the American dream, but for the entire human race. The paper argues that SETI is a social imaginary proper. That means our search for aliens is non-trivially linked to our very own existence. We don't just think of SETI as some side project, we co-constitute our identity as a modern, forward-looking species around the idea that one day we will absolutely make contact. And here's exactly what that social imaginary looks like in practice. According to the paper, the SETI imaginary isn't just about finding any life. It's specifically this vision of discovering a society of sapient, meaning highly intelligent and wise, extraterrestrials. But it actually goes a step further than that. We implicitly believe that discovering this advanced alien society is exactly what will make a desirable future for humanity possible. It's like we're looking for an older, wiser cosmic sibling to prove to us that surviving our technological adolescence is actually possible. And by discovering them, we somehow unlock our own future.
Section 2. The Complete Discovery Trap. Let's break down the limitations currently plaguing SETI research. The author points out that scientists often bundle their ideas into what he calls non-fictional conviction narratives. Essentially, because they're so utterly convinced by this beautiful imaginary, they frame all of their research around the promise of achieving it. The entire success of their work ends up relying heavily on a complete discovery, a definitive, undeniable signal from an alien world. But by putting all their eggs in the basket of a complete discovery, they're unintentionally putting blinders on. They might completely ignore weird, fascinating anomalies in the data just because it doesn't look like a classic hello from ET. They are severely limiting the sheer range of research ideas they could be exploring right now.
This brilliantly illustrates the core issue. We've turned this idea of a complete discovery into an illusion of a necessary passage. Think of it like a locked door at the absolute end of a long hallway. Scientists currently act as if we cannot actualize a desirable future for humanity until we unlock that specific door with the key of a complete alien discovery. Because they view this discovery as a mandatory gateway, they end up ignoring all the other doors in the hallway. Literally, our scientific creativity is being constrained by our own ultimate goal.
Section 3. Rethinking Humanity's Future. So Profitiliottis suggests that the key to breaking this bottleneck in physics and space research doesn't actually require a bigger telescope. Instead, it requires a shift in psychology and sociology. Specifically, he introduces two awesome concepts: futures literacy and triple-loop learning. Futures literacy is essentially the ability to better understand the role that our visions of the future play in what we see and do in the present. And triple-loop learning takes this even deeper. While normal learning asks, are we doing things right? Triple-loop learning stops and asks, wait, why are we even doing this at all? It involves questioning not just how we're doing things, but fundamentally rethinking the deepest underlying assumptions, the real why behind our search.
Section 4. A workshop for scientists.
Let's move along and see how this builds. Here is how that proposed workshop systematically walks scientists through 3 crucial steps. Step 1. Reveal the post-discovery imaginary. Basically, make them consciously aware that they are hoping aliens will save our future. Step 2. Reframe the role this plays in their current work. Help them see exactly how this hope is secretly narrowing their funding proposals and their scientific methods. And Step 3. Rethink their ideas entirely, completely freeing them from the trap that a complete discovery is the only valid scientific outcome. The contrast here is just striking. The current SETI mindset is limited. It's bundled in rigid conviction narratives and desperately reliant on finding that one definitive signal. But by employing triple-loop learning, the proposed SETI mindset completely flips the script. Research ideas are broadened, reframed, and deeply rethought. Scientists can actually start looking for things they wouldn't have even considered back when they were only staring at the complete discovery doorway. It's a total game changer for the field.
So the crucial point is summarized perfectly in this quote straight from the paper. The author states that the range of SETI research ideas is currently limited precisely because we've tied our own desirable future to the condition of a complete discovery. We've literally chained our scientific imagination to a sociological fairy tale. By recognizing this, we don't abandon the search for aliens at all. Rather, we dramatically expand how and what we search for.
Which leaves us with this final thought to really ponder. If scientists can successfully detach their research from this social imaginary, if we stop waiting for an advanced alien society to act as a cosmic savior to validate our future, what else might we discover out there in the dark? When we stop looking for just one very specific thing, the entire universe opens up. Thank you for joining this explainer, and keep questioning the universe around you.